had some morning streaming. And well, the term morning stream sounds hilarious to me, so do bear with me. Also, this chair creaks like you wouldn't believe, like really noisy. Alright, I'm going to put on 3ds Max, and if I just press this button, there we go, you go to see 3ds Max, so that's cool. Now let me know if you can't hear. I'm just going to check my volume controls. Volume's looking good, so I need to find, hopefully it's kept my most recent stuff. Let's find out. Yeah, it has. Okay, so this is the stuff I was working on recently. Now, I want something to listen to in the background, because why the hell wouldn't I? Unfortunately for me, I've got a feeling there's not that many people really on the stream at the moment, i.e. none. So, I'm going to put on the Twitch stream, just so that I can see my chat system, just in case anyone's chatting or saying hello. And then I am going to go off and do stuff. And then I am going to go. There we go. Well, I heard my own voice, so that was a good start. Now I need something to listen to. Decisions. Sort of music would be nice, I suppose. Let's see. There we are. Mindfulness music. There, nice and quiet, you see, doing stuff. Alright, now got a few bits that I still need to put in. Pardon me. So I'm gonna get a cylinder, give it a height of 2 meters. I think 3 meters, so there we go. We'll give it a 3 meter gap between stuff. Because I think 4 is going to be too long. Actually no, solid 2 meters. So I'm going to give it a height of 2. And the radius will be something like 0.8. Or 1 or something. Let's have a look. It's too thin. Radius 1.8. Pretty sure it was something like 1.8 when I was building my scaffolding based bridge parts before. It had a 0.8 in it somewhere. 2.8, let's try that. Actually that gives quite a chunky and pleasant look, doesn't it? What are you doing, computer? Why did you make ding sounds? Right, so I want to rotate this. I'm going to use angle snap, so I press A. There we go. Now on the side that there's traffic, there's just this, basically. So I'm going to move this into position, and this is a kind of mid-height, so about that. I don't want the parts intersecting with each other. Okay, so it's quite an easy looking design on this. I'm just going to take out the excess height segments. There we go. And then I'm going to convert this to an editable polygon, where my cats no doubt rampage around the house like the monsters that they are. Okay, and swift loop. I'm trying to remember where the tools are. It's been a little while since I've used 3ds Max, to be fair. So, okay, I'm gonna grab that edge there. I'm gonna click ring control, select by polygon, and extrude by local normal. I'm just going to bring this down to about here. I think that should do it. Tick. Now what I can do is just select this edge here. And just bring it into there. Like so. And then around this part I could do a connect. And what I'm going to do is just slide it in like so. And then connect here and do a ring, control select by, and just extrude that in a teeny bit. That gives us the depth so that it looks like it's kind of holding this piece in. But I don't know, I'm caught still. I think I'll redo that edge. So, again, connect. I think I need to have it really close. So if it's not really close, it's going to look like it's going to be a bit loose and rattling around in there. Which isn't what I wanted. There we are, so 98% of it. So I'll just ring those again, and just do that extrude that I did, and tick. And now we've got the depth, but we don't have too much depth, which is perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to isolate this for a bit. And I want to just select this part here. Just going to grow it. I don't delete the back end yet, because I don't really see the point as such. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to detach this part. Like so. So I get this one. Flip it over 180 degrees. Well, I'll make 2 copies first because I've detached it as a copy. So I'm going to Alt. Is it Alt? No, Control. No, Shift. God. Been using game engines too long. Shift. 180 degrees. Hello, whoever's sitting on my feed, unless it's me, in which case, yeah. I hope you're having a lovely old morning, wherever you are. May all your cheese be redolent and relatively unharmful. Like so, I'm just going to do this until they basically come over like so. So I want this to be the same length as that. And then what I can do is trim it. So for this to work, what I'm going to do is I am going to select this, just do a swift loop, sneeze. Pardon me. I did tell you it was early. I lit a joss stick and of course I'm going to be sneezing from that, so that's great. Okay, now I'm going to attach that piece there. An orthographic or something, because my zoom is all over the bloody place today. This piece is acting like it's inside out anyway, which is weird. Sometimes 3ds Max infuriates me, but then again, 3ds Max is infuriating everybody at the moment, simply because Autodesk. Anyway, border, select by border, bridge, select that, control, backspace. It's funny now, every time I'm modelling in 3ds Max, all I can think is, boy, I can't wait to not be modelling in 3ds Max anymore. Okay, select that one. Now I'm going to make sure that we've got no excess verts. We shouldn't have, but I'll try and make sure, so I'm going to do a quick weld. I've lost a lot of verts there. I'm just going to drop my threshold a little bit. That seems better, because I think all we're doing is losing chamfers. Right. And I've got my lovely piece of scaffolding. I can get rid of these excess polygons here. Bugger off, fly, nobody likes you. Okay, grow. 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 You're not doing anything, are you? Let's try that one. Grow. 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 Why are you not growing? Alright, we'll do this manually, how do you like that? So, delete. Delete. There. Happy? Of course you want. Next, this one. What I'm doing is, I'm just building a bridge. And this is a George Stephenson bridge. It's got a lot of parts. You can't just build it as one bit and go, yeah, bridge. You gotta do it proper. So this is railing, roadside, 01. Right click, unhide all, sorry, end isolate. Now you can see how that kind of goes there. Bit of rust on those, and then drag it up a little bit so we've got 2. Okay, now on this side, once I've moved everything across, a bit of that grid because it's thoroughly annoying me. Make sure I've got everything this time. I remember when I was like learning how to use XSI. I used XSI for, God, I can't remember how long it was. It wasn't long though. But it was long enough basically for me to almost completely forget how to use 3ds Max. Much to my hilarity. It was like a week. Now bear in mind I've been using 3ds Max longer than most people who watch my videos have been alive. So says a lot really, doesn't it? Teeny bit of gap there, let's move it again. I mean, I'll be assembling it inside of Unreal, but I just want to get a feel for and work out how long each part will be. Okay, that's cool. Starting to get like a feel for it now. Try 250, should I? Bugger off. Why does Control A make it do that? Windows 10 has these really annoying notifications. Right, so I'm going to guess that it's going to be less than 250, maybe 225. Just so that it's over the 200 mark. Yeah, it looks like it. About 250. It would be 200 because 200 is pretty much exactly the width of this. Actually, no, I could do 200, I suppose. But remember, I'm building for a game here, and well, it's a game asset. It's not. I'm building for a game. You kind of get the point. Okay, I'm gonna make it go over, so maybe 210 width. Okay, just so I can get that kind of lip going. Okay, next I need to put the other barrier here. Now, bear in mind this is like Jop. Okay, I mean I've been on the original bridge that I took the photograph references for, and it's a big old job. Now I'm going to have a look in my cheat sheet, so I'm just going to grab it across. You can call it whatever you want. So if I go to my mood board, I want to have a quick look at the railings. Okay, I should be able to build these as a one single piece, to be honest. Let's have a look at these. There they are. Okay, as you can see, it's quite high up, this bridge. I mean, the overall idea with railways was that you're trying to avoid dips and troughs and all that kind of good stuff, so... Alright. So I think the easiest way to do this is going to be a mixture of tricks and poly editing. So I am going to drag out a rough shape from here. Give it a width of 10, I would imagine, to about, say, a height of about 130, because then I can build on top of that. Because the idea is we don't want it too high or people are going to bloody fall off, because people are idiots. There we go. I mean, as you get to the middle of the bridge, now it's been modernised and there's, like, you know, wire fences that people have attached padlocks to, because people have no goddamn imagination. Right. So, let's get the length segments up. Now we're giving it a length of, well, that'll be 200 on it. We know it's got a width of 10 roughly. There we go. So in that instance then, if we can give 20 of those like that, and just have a quick look. So I'm going to manually count 1 2 space 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 1. Typical, isn't it? Not quite right. So I'm going to have to recalculate this a little bit. 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. Try the other way. That one, 19. And we shouldn't lose too much definition on width either, so that's cool. Okay, so not quite touching the ends there, but that's okay. It's 200 long, so I'll live with it to convert to original poly. And I am going to start the process by doing this. Anyone in the stream? No, and our one viewer's buggered off because, you know, people have no attention span. Careful you don't move things. Just use the select tool if you worry about that though. That's our edges bridged. Didn't take too long. So at the minute we've got quite a primitive looking thing going on here. But don't worry, we can fix that. Now we need to get rid of things that we're not going to be using. So let's pull down control. There's no point in having excess polygons if you don't need them. There we go. These ones at the top we don't need either. Okay, there we go. Now obviously this isn't the shape we're going for. Also I think this could be a little bit thick really. I might smallify this, we shall see. I haven't decided yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, that, changing the select tool. So here Max has the Arnold renderer now. Great. 3ds Max has stopped being the friendly little system it used to be back in my day, sadly. Alright, so don't worry about all these weird kind of crossover, oh no, everything's terrible kind of things. We can fix those. What we need at the minute are those, okay, because arches are strong. Hit F3, and now I can adjust some of the camber on this. It looks like that one didn't even get chamfered rather entertainingly. Why did you not chamfer? I'm going to have to redo the topology once I've done this as well, so chamfer. Now if we let these cross over, the chamfer becomes a lot sharper, so I'm just letting them go tip to tip there. I'll be deleting that anyway, and again. I mean, we can make this really smooth if you want to, but I'm not going to at the moment. Okay. I mean, at the minute it's still a little bit thick in my opinion. Let's have another look at my YCB stuff. Yeah, I'm right, there is a lot more of those in and they're not shallower. Alright, well, let's take it back to where we used to lie. It lets us. I think this could be a little bit too narrow, or rather not narrow enough. Now we had 19 segments in that, so I'm going to do it again. This isn't a tutorial, this is just watching me do stuff. So box. $200. I like 7.5. 115. 19 times 2. So 19 times 2 is 38. Is it? God, I hope it is. Yeah, it is. Right, okay, so 38 segs. That looks better. Still far too many polygons in it, but there you go. Right click, convert to editable poly. It's going to take a teeny bit of building, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to build one of them and then basically copy it into the rest. I could also build a Max Graphy fellow Wobs, but I'm not going to. Right, so take these polygons here, but not there. Should I do them individually or all at once? I've got to attach them together if I do them individually, haven't I? Ah, nuts, I'm doing them all at once, I decided. So I'm going to go there. The height the way I wanted. And down here. Okay, let's have a look. You see, this isn't, like I say, this isn't a tutorial, this is just watching me fucking about Twitch, trying to get this to work. Close. No cigar. See, that's kind of infuriating by any stretch of the imagination. Now I can make it so that this fits, but I should have really done my maths before I started, shouldn't I? See, I would have never made a Victorian engineer. These are too narrow in my opinion. And also I've got the calculations wrong there as well, so fuck's sakes. Alright, well I'm just going to cheat then, because I'm fed up with not cheating. I always do things the proper way, and then like, sod it. I'm a rebel. I've got handlebar moustache and a leather hat. Right, that looks good. Delete. Now then, what you have to do is you have to remember to delete them from the same side or it doesn't really work properly. Okay. Select all the edges. Bridge. Select all the edges off. I've been working recently on the relaxation areas, which are kind of like the unlocks you get for if you've been doing everything you should be doing and stuff. But I realised I really need to get back to doing like, the actual levels themselves. Okay, now I need an FFD. I need 2x2. Open that up and grab by control points. Grab these control points. That will uniformly stretch this until it's the right width. See, convert to edgeable poly, which is good because that's kind of what I want. Next. What time is it? Time for pop. I was trying to recreate one of my bite-sized kind of tutorials that I used to do back in the days of early 3D Palace, back when like I used to be able to do tutorials really, really quickly, you know. I remember the average was literally one evening. And I went back and had a look at some of my really early tutorials. I mean, there's not many you can find now on the internet. Early versions of my tutorials. The main thing I noticed was the reason that they were so fast is because they were really, really basic. And so I remember kind of as I used to go along, it'd be like, oh, I'll make more complicated tutorials, I'll do more complicated things for people, you know, make it longer and stuff. And I never really realised that every time I did that, what I was doing more than anything was just, I don't know, reducing my audience, because I mean, what I'm doing now, to be honest, this piece I'm making here is quite complicated. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all modular, and if you understand how I'm doing it, then you'll know yourself it's not a really complicated way of doing things. But at the same time, I couldn't have done this kind of bridge ever in like an early 3D Palace tutorial, because if I had, well, firstly, I don't think I'd have been able to. We had compression issues and time issues and all sorts of things back then that the internet doesn't have now. But students weren't ready for this kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of people just watch this stuff now just to kind of relax and go, oh yeah, of course, or get some inspiration, which is cool. That's absolutely fine. But hang on. I'm going to go halfway in, so you see how those two are crossing over. I'm going to go halfway in again. You see how that's not quite came in the middle, so it's not really rounded it. So let's do that again. Because what you have to do is you kind of have to go over by a third. So look at the top two intersecting parts, and that'll make things a bit easier. There we go. If you're working it out by basically using your brain. There, you see? So now we get a much smoother looking kind of arch. Okay, now the problem with this is, obviously, that I have to now delete offending areas. And that's basically all of them, so... The reason I do that is because, well, you can see all these crossed over polygons, they're all ruined. So this is going to be basically this is going to be a job for Bridge Tool. But I'll do it on one side, and then once it's done, I'll be able to just basically take it to the other side, Just be careful. I want to make sure that everything that should be deleted is deleted, because you can see like how much of a mess the crossing over's done. It is a messy way to do things, but it does get you good results. There we go, and you can see the last bit, we've got like more or less working polygons. Now the reason I'm deleting this and not just doing the easiest option available, and the easiest option available is just to throw a cap on this and pretend like it never happened. But the reason I'm not doing that is simply because I want it to work in a game engine, and it won't if we don't do that. Right, I'm going to isolate my selection now. I've been putting off doing this because I knew this would be like the biggest pain in the bum bit, quite frankly. Just go and delete parts on this side now. So I'll just use my marquee select, which has now changed into a circle, which I'll never fully understand because I can never remember the hotkey for that. By the way, I'm running a competition at the moment. You too can go for a lobster or steak dinner with lots and lots of beer, as much as possible, with your old pal Chris here. All you need to do is just send me an email saying, I would like to come over and take you out for a big old steak dinner, because you're great. P.S. I'm paying, not me, you. And yeah, we'll go out for dinner. It'd be cool. We'll have steaks and lobsters and steaks fighting each other in a big bin. There we go. Right. So we're going to go to Bridge Tool and make use of it. Again, I'm only doing one side for the moment, and what I'm doing is just cleaning up as best I can. Just reducing the amount of, for crying out loud, of lost one. So yeah, this happens a lot. Just need to put a swift loop in here. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my left and I want to bring these down until they're level. Now obviously they're different heights on each of these, so I'm just going to do them individually. There we are. Next. Go back to the old bridging tool for the mount. Actually, before I do, that's better. I was thinking that was looking a little bit plain Jane. And to our anyone who's viewing, it's lonely in here. Please buy me a chicken dinner. Bridge. Okay. Stretch. Now this one. My intention is, once I get this to Unreal Engine, I've got these parts loaded in, I'm going to combine them and build a blueprint, hopefully. I mean, I'm not promising, you know, I'm not one for promises, but I'm going to try and get around to making a blueprint, and the idea is that we should be able to then make our bridge as long or as short as we want. Basically a reusable Victorian bridge building tool, which will be kind of really useful. Okay, now I'm going to go through there and here. I think we want about 4 polygons through here. Let's try it. So connect. One, two, 3. Oh, that many. Cool. Okay, now I'll just bridge them again. Same over here. Alright, that's good. Just trying to keep an eye on what everything's doing here now. So bridge there to there. No, not. There's a space. I'm going to bridge there to there. By doing this I can kind of work out exactly how many spaces I get to work with. Okay, and I think actually that one I can now bridge to there. I can get rid of a couple of these polygons here, so bit of target weld. Is there something at the back here that I'm missing? And what the hell was that? You see what I mean about windows? It just makes these bloody peculiar noises. It's obviously telling me I've got a point of some kind. Thanks, Windows. Is there any reason why the target welds are not working for this one? Or am I missing something today? That one's working. Oh, now that one's working. Yeah, how do I like them apples? Right over here. Get rid of that one. And again, I'm going to get rid of this one. And that one. And that one. Target world. I think it's the angle. It is the angle. Target world used to be so cool. I remember when I first discovered Target World, I used to get like that. I'd like be using something in 3ds Max, and then I'd discover a new and exciting tool to do it, and then like that'd be it. Every time I'd be using that tool and nothing else for ages. Okay. After I've done this, I want to even out our topology a little bit, which isn't hard, don't worry. The thing is, having a lot of polygons in a game or application that's VR isn't going to kill it. It's things like post effects, dynamic lighting, dynamic effects, you know, lots and lots of animation, things like that. That's what is going to cripple the game. So yeah, it's nice, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to trim this, so top viewport again, F4, and I am going to go straight down the middle of it, like that. Now I'm going to do a connect, but just one, not three. Okay. Now I'm going to select this polygon and go into the top. That way I'll know which side the polygon I selected is on, which is that one. So I'll know that I can select and delete that side. Okay, been a bit of a journey, hasn't it? But we're getting there. Now, what I want to do is I want to have basically a, oh, what's it called again? I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's like a border along the insides of these things. So I'm going to select one first and just test it on one, make sure it works. So a quick ring, should go all the way around, do that, and then I want to just extrude it. As you can see, it's extruding by local, not extruding by local normal rather, I want it to. Yep, that's going to work fine. Okay, surprised but happy nonetheless. I don't need a big lip on it, just a little one. Oh, 2 viewers, bloody hell. Hello you two, you've wandered in by complete accident, I imagine. If you're looking for pornography, I think you spelled Pornhub wrong. Okay, let's do a ring. And control select by polygon. And I'm just going to extrude that. Just a little bit, you see, so put that little extrusion there. Click OK. And now, what I want to do is just go around the outside of this. So, again, just use the select tool. And make sure I can ring. And I can, so that's cool. Sometimes Max isn't happy with your rings and your loops and all your shit like that. So, just be careful going around and selecting. The thing is, when you're doing something like this, there's no shortcuts, really. You can make a max graph to shorten your job a little bit, but only if you're doing a lot of very, very repetitive work. And most of the repetition we're going to be doing inside of Unreal Engine anyway. So, right, see that? That's perfect. So I need an extrude, not a very big one. About that far, or people are going to catch themselves on it. I mean, I could have probably done this using the normal map, but I'm not going to. Good thing is, you see, that then I can use this for other things if I want to as well. So Alright, now I'm going to... What am I going to do? Oh yeah. I'm going to select the inside edge, so click there. I want to make sure I'm not chamfering. And I'm just going to go and select them all. Well, the 2 viewers I had that randomly turned up have tuned out again because the internet has no fucking concentration. Pardon my French. But it doesn't. There we go. Quick look. Yeah, that's nice. The lip on them and everything, so it's cool. Okay. And it still looks like it's like an organic kind of hole, if you know what I mean. Next. Top bit. Easiest way to do that is just... I know they built all sorts of selection tools, you see, but being an old school Max user, I can also just do that. Just get the top bit kind of the way I want it. So about there. Okay, next up I am going to basically make myself a little friend for this one and slap them together. So let's see, symmetry I think is my good buddy here. Flip. Lovely. See? I can reduce the actual distance between the two a little bit if I want to, just to make these thinner, which I think I will, because it'll be quite strong and they'll be saving money anyway, which is obviously something that would factor heavily into this. Cool. Now then, we have some parts here we don't need, so before I continue on my way, now remember when I'm deleting these I'm pressing Control and backspace. If I just hit backspace, then it'll just take these out and leave the vert. So it used to, it's been a while since I've done it, but that's what it used to do. There we go. Just Control S just to make sure that it's saved. Okay, that's looking good. Next. Select my polygons at the top. Shrink. And end isolate just for a few. Right, I am going to extrude. Once. Extrude. Extrude. There. And that's the shape that I was kind of going for. Now, I need to apply smooth to this. There it is. And I'm going to auto smooth it to make sure I get... Actually, that's not bad. I normally go for a threshold of about 25-ish, so that's fine. We just make sure we don't have any jaggies underneath, that's the important thing. I want straight edges on top. I could not give a monkeys about that because that's part of it. Okay, that's cool. Right click, convert to still poly. And I'm going to isolate this again. Why am I going to isolate it? Because we don't need it all. bottom either. I know, it's weird, it's just like a giant illusion. It's... How does it work? We do not know. I'm going to do some shameful unwrapping on this at some point. It won't be long. You can all be horrified at just how bad my unwrapping is. Because I don't dick around with it. I like just get the job done. Right. Good. End isolate. Yeah, that's nice, I like that. Slight space there, so I'm going to go into my left viewport. I don't like the fact that this kind of overlaps a little bit on my meshes, you know? I don't like that at all, it makes me very cross. So, then again, I'm just fighting a losing battle with crossness, to be honest, with Autodesk, because most of the time we all get the general opinion they don't give a fuck whether we're happy or not. Right, FFD, pardon my... I really should stop swearing as much. I know I've got this new thing where it's like, yeah, swearing's cool. I seem to think I'm the Game Grumps or something. Perfect. No, not perfect, but you know, it's good enough. I mean, look at it. I'm looking at it and going, yeah, that looks like it should look. You know, it's small enough for an infant to fall through, which means it's got Victorian safety in mind. So I'm quite happy with that. I couldn't even tell you how long I've been doing this for, to be quite honest. So. Oh, 52 minutes. Not bad, is it? Okay, oh, good grief. Have a look over here at these things. I mean, everything seems to be kind of the way it should be, which is good. I think we're going to have some Z fighting going on in here, you know, like depth or whatever, but I genuinely don't give a toss. Right, I'm having a look again on my YCB stuff. So, let's have a look. I don't know why, but when I'm previewing this, it doesn't give me the option to look at the next. Oh, it does now. You didn't before, did you? Right, so I've got those weird ball things, which I presume are part of what holds them together, because they'll have been made from like 4 sheets rather than one solid cast. I've got them, and oh, see that? Ah, that's nice. And plus we've got this like overriding arch with these clips running down it. But I'm now going to have to take into account, because that's going to obviously go in between these. So I think what I'm going to have to do is basically make rather a lot of them so that I can kind of get this to work. Okay, you, get over there. I'm going to make a copy of you. Yeah, bugger off. 200? No, this isn't 200 long anymore, but at least it'll give me an idea, roughly. How many to copy and so on. Take out all my polygons. You know what? Let's have a look at this bloody thing. Right. Ghosting. I don't want ghosting. I don't care about ghosting. Ah, there. That's better. Bloody thing. That's the one. It's still doing stuff that I don't like though, so. Okay. Yeah, that's an improvement. I feel much happier now with that one. Because what I've got here is basically a block of bridge. Okay. Right. I can get rid of the ghost material these dudes are standing on here. Okay, and probably do with giving these things a bit of a name as well. Now they're going to be in pairs. I don't know whether to just attach all these together or not, because this one isn't and this one is. I think I'll attach these ones together. Okay, so this will then become standard. Control A really doesn't want to work, does it? Standard bridge walkway support level 1, and then this will be bridge road rail 1 and bridge road rail 2. This is pedestrian guardrail 001. There we go. And this young fella here will be the floor. We call this a pavement in the United Kingdom, incidentally, just in case you were wondering. Right. You two go over there. Okay, now I'm going to copy this across. This is going to be a very rough copy, and in fact, before I do this, I'm going to save. Okay, control and copy. Just looking for the part basically where they start to intersect. Off it goes. I mean, this isn't as long as the one in Newcastle by a long shot, which is about twice that length. Well, it should give me a rough view of it. And that's pretty good, actually. I like that. Now for overall length, I mean, I copied it, what, 20 times. I think in actual fact, the real one's going to be close at like 50 or something, so... Make 49 copies. And off it goes into infinity. And near the end, I imagine it's going to be... Oh no, that wasn't a bad copy at all. Look at that. Unbelievable. Alright, so this is our rough bridge copy here. Quite liking that actually. Surprised because it worked. Now what I have to do is build like a really soft arch over that. So I'm going to call up my old chum Google Images. Just so I can get kind of a view of the side, because it's got towers in it, which I completely forgot to take into account because I'm a bit silly. You can see this image here from the Newcastle Chronicle. So we've got these brick towers in the middle, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in between each, and then these. You can see it kind of sweeps around at the end here, but 13, and then these brick things, and then underneath here we've got these. So I think the next goal is going to be developing the brick part. I mean, I don't need to do all of it if I've only got like a person using the VR's view from the inside. Then I can just do the inside and not need to worry too much about those. It's just a case of whether I'm going to be reusing the asset or not, and it might not hurt to consider reusing this asset. I mean, all this is really is a pair of like, well, not a pair, a load of brick towers. It's just going to be getting the detail in. Should be an interesting challenge. I might need to go by and have another look maybe tomorrow. Let's go over there. Might film the inside of it. I'll not be able to get a Mandarin now, but I can film it for myself. Alright, so I am going to save as. I'll come down to here. This is high level bridge. And I'm not going to save it in there yet. Undo that one. Save as. Now then, if I go to... Oh, I've already got Iron Bridge. No, Iron Bridge and High Level Bridge. Marvellous. And I've given its own folder. Okay, so this is single iron section. Now if I go down here, we know we need 13 of them to make a block. Which means I need to do 12 duplicates. The actual road itself that goes underneath this is just like a single carriageway. It's just one way. It's not two-way traffic. There we go. So that's as big as one span is going to be. So, save as. Iron bridge, single span. Like that. And we do have some additional parts that are going to have to go onto this, so I think now that I've got the rails done, I'm going to do a little bit of planning and take some photographs. Right, I realise there's actually no one whatsoever in the Twitch chat, or one person in the Twitch chat possibly. That could be me, I'm not entirely sure. So if you would like to ask any questions, this would be your chance. It's unlikely, but you know, go ahead. I'm going to drink some pop. I've drank the pop. No, doesn't surprise me. It's too early in the day for stuff like this, really, isn't it? Okay, so I shall. What shall I do? Oh yeah, that's right. So, in the next part, what we're going to be doing is working on the kind of top parts of the bridge. So the underside of the railway line, the support and buttresses that are going to hold obviously the weight of the trains going overhead that go above the road, probably the road piece itself, and then going to start moving on to, obviously we need these inside arches because there's a big inside arch spans across each one of these, and it goes on what looks like the, I don't know if it goes on both parts or not. It looks like it goes on the pedestrian side. I mean, the thing is, you know, I keep saying you've got to look at things with an artist's eye, and I keep forgetting myself to kind of pay too much attention to this, so I'm going to have a damn good look myself. Alright, so anyway, I hope you found this interesting. I'll export it over to YouTube if I get around to it. And in the meantime, stay happy, stay sunny, stay smiley.